Hey everyone, it's me. In this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 Nicktoons. Okay? Alright, so we're going to start off with with the first Nicktoon that is one of my top 10s. SpongeBob SquarePants. Now, we all know what SpongeBob is like, right? It's a show about a sponge who goes on wacky, dysfunctional adventures. And, the show is very interesting. The show was inspired by Rocko's Modern Life, because the creator, Steven Hillenburg, he worked on Rocko's Modern Life. And I guess he was inspired to make this cartoon. And the show has memorable characters and lots of funny episodes. Sure, there's some ups and downs with the show. There's some really stupid episodes, but they make it up by making better episodes. And there is very good episodes. Let's not forget the memorable episodes, New Student Starfish. Don't forget this classic line. 24. Hey, Patrick, I thought something better than 24. Let me hear it. 25. Again, that's a good classic joke from SpongeBob. And yeah, SpongeBob has great jokes, and it was very hilarious. And that's one of my top 1 Nicktoons on my list. My top 2, number 2 in the list is Nickelodeon The Fairly Odd Parents. Now, like I said, for those of you who don't know it, The Fairly Odd Parents is a show about a 10-year-old kid named Timmy Turner, and he has 2 magic fairies named Cosmo and Wanda. And it's a comedy type cartoon. They go on wacky, dysfunctional adventures, and along with some wishes that get messed up. But Timmy has Cosmo and Wanda to save the day, so that's good. Also, there's a character named Vicky who tries to take over the world. Well, not tries to take over the world. Well, she wants to take over the world, and she tortures Timmy and stuff. And we got Jorgen von Strangle, and he's the fairy leader and stuff like that. And we had some great episodes of that show. Very great. And that's why it's on my list of the shows. Number 3. Yes, I like this show. Deal with it. Okay? Fanboy and Chum Chum. Now, Fanboy and Chum Chum is a show about 2 brothers who are dressed as superheroes, and they go on the weirdest adventures. They like to go to the Frosty Mart and drink Frosty Freezy Freezes, and they really enjoy it. It's their favorite place, and don't forget they like to go to Oz Comics to see Oz and read the comics of Mantarctica. And there's some other good characters like Boog, who likes to bop them all the time, and a very crazy character named Lenny. He's the cashier at the Frosty Mart. He goes insane whenever he sees Fanboy and Chum Chum. Fanboy and Chum Chum drive Lenny bonkers. And mostly the stuff is just random, but a lot of cartoons are like that, and it is funny. To me, it is funny. And the animation is pretty good. And that's pretty much for Fanboy and Chum Chum. Now we're going to go to my 4th cartoon. Remember this classic? Oh yeah, the Ren and Stimpy show. I'm sure those of you who have seen Ren and Stimpy have remembered it. And for those who don't, I'll explain it to you. Ren and Stimpy is a show about an angry chihuahua and a stupid cat named Stimpy, who go on these gross, disgusting, wacky adventures. Not to mention, this show has memorable episodes, like Stimpy's Invention, with the Happy Happy Joy Joy song, the Canadian Kilted Yaxman, with the Kilted Yaxman anthem, and other fun stuff too. Especially Stimpy's cartoon show. My friend Ian Sweeney remembers that episode, and he remembered one hilarious thing that Ren said in that episode. Fine, finish your stinky old puppets. See if I care. And then they had other memorable characters like Wilbur Cobb, Mr. Horse. No, sir, I don't like it. Muddy Mud Skipper, Powder Toast Man, and other great characters. Ren and Stimpy is one of the best Nicktoons ever made, and that's why it's on my list. So now we're going to go to my fifth Nicktoon. Number 5, Rocko's Modern Life. This cartoon is about a wallaby named Rocco, and he goes on many adventures. Along he has his best friends, Heifer, who is a steer, and Filbert the turtle. He also has his loyal pet, Spunky. Not to mention he has an angry next-door neighbor named Ed Bighead. But at least Mrs. Bighead always tells Ed to leave Rocco alone and stuff. This show had memorable episodes, especially one that got banned, Leapfrogs. If anyone remembers that episode, that's good that you remember it. And if you don't know that episode, I will explain it. That episode was about Mrs. Bighead. She wanted someone to love, so she asked Rocco to come over and visit and help around with stuff. And basically, she wants to try to get Rocco to seduce her and stuff like that. And that was a banned episode, but it is on the complete series box set. And also it had memorable episodes like Zanzibar, when it had the songs about spring cleaning, and the recycle song. And Rocco had many hilarious adventures, and that's why it is on my list. Next show. The Angry Beavers. Yes, The Angry Beavers is on my list. The Angry Beavers is a show about these two beavers named Daggett and Norbert, who go on adventures and live in their house with the friends, and they go on the wacky adventures. I don't remember much about this show, but I do know it is very hilarious. I remember some episodes like the Muscular Beaver episodes, and the one where they have a pet whale or something, and I do remember the episode where Daggett and there was this little mouse character that they get stuck in when the house gets flipped over, and Norbert's having a party and he thinks that he's forgetting something. That's a good episode. The show is very hilarious, and I recommend that you check it out, and that's why it is on my list. Next show. Cat Dog. Cat Dog is on my list because this show is very hilarious. It's about a cat and a dog who are attached to each other, and they just go on the strangest, wackiest adventures. On the way, they have some memorable characters, like the blue mouse named Winslow, and their arch enemies, the Greasers, who always try to beat up Cat Dog. I remember one episode where Shriek, she's one of the Greasers, falls in love with Dog. And that episode is called Shriek Loves Dog. That episode is a pretty good one. And that's one episode I remember. And I don't remember too much, but I'm hoping to watch... I do remember another episode. There was one about a garbage truck, and Dog keeps chasing it. And that's a very good episode. And it's just random funny adventures. And that's why it is on my list. Next show. Hey Arnold. I love this show. Hey Arnold is a show about this football-headed kid who lives in the suburbs, and he has his best friend Gerald, and there's a lot of people who are his friends, and there is this girl named Helga who hates Arnold but secretly loves him. I don't remember much of episodes of Hey Arnold, but I do know that it is a great Nickelodeon classic. I do own the movie on VHS. If you guys haven't seen that when I showed it in my Nickelodeon VHS collection, I do have that in my VHS, and I do enjoy this show. I'm hoping to get the complete series on DVD sometime. But anyway, it's a great, hilarious show, and I highly recommend it. And that's why it is on my list. Next show. Anyone remember this classic? That's right, Kablam. This show is about a host of these two kids, Henry and June, and they host a show about comics and cartoons. Not to mention, this show had a great segment, Action League Now. And my friend Ian Sweeney remembers that of the show, Action League Now. And they had lots of funny adventures. It was just basically similar like to Oh Yeah cartoons and something like that. And it was just Henry and June as the hosts. And it was very funny. And it's still very funny. And it was very great. It was a great cartoon. And it really deserves a DVD release. You know, you have to agree with me, folks. This show does deserve a DVD release. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Kablam, because I don't know much more about it, but I know it is a very funny show. And my last show on the list, Sanjay and Craig. Sanjay and Craig is a cartoon about a dude and his talking snake, and they go on the weirdest, raddest adventures. Sure, the humor can be stupid at times, but it does have some memorable, funny episodes. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, the one where there's one memorable episode I remember. They tried to save their favorite arcade game. It was Remington Tough Loops Karate, and stuff like that. And it was just weird, random, and funny. Not to mention, this show has the same animation as Bob's Burgers. Do you want to know why? The creator of Bob's Burgers, Jay Howell, made this show. He was the creator of Bob's Burgers, and he also created this show. Not to mention, the creators of Kablam works on Sanjay and Craig. If you don't know the producers of Kablam, I mean the creators of Kablam, Will McRobb, and well, I think one of them was Will McRobb. He helped make Sanjay and Craig, and yeah, that's why, and it's funny too. And I guess that's why he also made it funny. Not to mention, this show has 90s references. They're making an episode about Double Dare. I think they made an episode about Double Dare, and there's going to be one about Guts, a Nickelodeon Guts special. And yeah, not to mention, this show has gross humor, and they're trying to make it look like 90s Nickelodeon. So if you give this show a chance, you'll realize that it is a good show. And yeah, and that's pretty much it of my top 10 Nicktoons. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think, and tell me what you think of what is your top 10 Nicktoons. And stuff like that. And thank you very much for watching, and as always, tune for the next video, and peace out, fans.